Boston Mayor Michelle Wu swore in Michael Cox to be the new Commissioner of Police in Boston. During his remarks after the swearing-in, Commissioner Cox spoke about making equity and inclusion at the heart of what the police department does. Cox was the victim of police brutality in 1995 when he was attacked by fellow officers who thought he was a murder suspect, according to the Boston Globe. Commissioner Cox said that he, quote, has worked to change policing since that incident occurred.
Yes. Can I do it now? Yes. All right. Let's get the right family.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
There you go. There you go. All right.
Thank you, Mayor Wu, and congratulations, Commissioner Cox. And now, please welcome your new police commissioner for his remarks, Michael Cox.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Wow. That is all I can say right now. First of all, thank you, Mayor Wu. I've been here a short period of time, and I've been so impressed with your leadership as mayor. I've been so impressed with your commitment to all the residents of Boston and making sure no city, no section of the city, no person is left behind in any of the success the city has. And your ability to include the whole city is exactly what we all should be doing. And so thank you for your leadership. And I look forward to working in the future to make sure that the police department reflects everything that you want the city to be. So there are many dignitaries here today, and I probably cannot name all of you all if I wanted to, but I'll start off by a few. Certainly the former commissioners that have been here, thank you for all that you've done in the police department. In many ways, I've been influenced by your leadership in so many different ways, and it's helped me get to where I am today, and I appreciate your support during this, certainly my path forward here. So thank you. I have many friends and family that are here, and I'll start off certainly with my wife Kimberly and my children. I thank you so much for supporting me and allowing me to make law enforcement my life's work, regardless of the circumstances that we might have gone through. And I truly appreciate it and love you all. To come home and be able to lead in this department, in this city, to come to a place where I grew up, where I was raised, where I was an officer, where I raised my family. This is an incredible opportunity. And with all great opportunities comes great responsibility. And I look forward to making sure I live up to that responsibility. Those in law enforcement into policing to serve the community. but we have to reimagine how we do that in the world we live in today. We have to actively engage with the community, because in order for us to be successful, that's the path to get there. If we want to meet this moment, we need to come together and successfully change how we police. To do this, we'll be looking to partner with the community and make this a reality through listening, through partnership, through figuring out better ways to serve the public under the conditions that we're living in today. I and the mayor certainly are in line in this vision, and we're going to make sure that every member of our department is supported and has all the tools that they're needed to be successful and safe, that we'll hold each member of the department accountable for what we ask them to do, but more importantly, we will support them as they meet the community where they are to figure out how it is that they want us to police. I want to thank the commission that certainly hired me. You did a tremendous process of figuring out what it is that the community wanted from us. There was a great deal of talk about transparency, accountability, procedural justice, equity, and inclusion. In our path forward, these will be the heart of everything that we're going to try to do at the police department. The Boston Police Department has existed a long time, and Boston is one of the oldest cities in the country. And similar to all of us, and I'm going to include myself in this, the department has from time to time failed. It's stumbled and fallen occasionally throughout history. But the department, like many of us, has gotten up and actually tried to find a path forward and been successful through whatever it is they went through at that time. And we are in a different time right now, and I'm quite confident that we will meet the challenge ahead of us. We are resilient, and we've made change happen before, and we'll do it again. But hopefully with the permanence, or at least until society evolves and changes and we voluntarily change ourselves to meet the future needs. Since I was announced to be the 44th Boston Police Commissioner, there's been a great deal of talk about the incident that happened to me 27 years ago. And while this incident is absolutely informs who I am, it doesn't define me. I've worked to change policing since that incident occurred, and I will continue to do all I can to make sure that no black or brown person or any individual, no matter what their gender identity or race, is the victim of any kind of unconstitutional policing. I unfortunately have a unique perspective on this, but that perspective makes me more committed in this area. I do want to note that I was able to overcome, or at least deal with what I went through. The resilience I showed amid and after that horrible incident, it changed my life forever. But I made it through with the support of my family, support of friends, the quiet support of many people that I can't even name to this day. And I want to thank all of those who reached out to me in some way, shape, or form, helped me when I didn't even realize I was getting help, to help me deal through that. I particularly want to thank my family for all that they went through as well in helping us all get through that. But none of us are successful on our own. As I just described to you, we pull each other up when we're down, and we stand on the shoulders of people around us when we need a boost. Growing up, I was fortunate that I had two parents that fled the Jim Crow South to get away from the laws there, to basically have a better life for their family. And they came to Boston, Roxbury in particular, to do that. They endured quite a bit in life, and even their early entry into the city here during a time when, racial incidents were quite common here in the city. But I learned resiliency from them. I learned that what's important in life You have to stand up to people and deal with things if you want to be successful and actually achieve something. And those were my role models, growing up in a lot of ways, and that helped me tremendously. They supported us and relied on each other, my parents did, and my family, and helped us be resilient regardless of the circumstances. This resilience that I talked about, it's an environment that creates it. It's not what creates this environment. It's not an individual. It's about the people coming together. Support, respect, and truly caring about people are at its roots. Love of individuals in our life and love of purpose that we dedicate ourselves to. My story is not special. The reality is we're all resilient in some way, shape, or form. Every day, you all, people in this city, people in this state, fight their own battles and persevere. And they usually do it not only through inner strength, but from support of others. I'm here to say that as people struggle and have battles throughout this city, that the Boston Police Department, we're going to be here to support them in any way possible. Our officers have a difficult job, and they're doing a great job currently. Boston has one of the lowest crime statistics in the country for a major city. With that being said, one homicide is too many. One person who's victimized is too many. So we'll always work to make sure that we're trying to lower crime and eliminate it as much as possible. And we'll do everything within our power to keep crime low. We'll work with the District Attorney's Office, the U.S. Attorney's Office, and all our law enforcement partners to make sure that we're policing not only the right way, but we're doing it in a way that impacts the community in the best way. So, as a police officer, we're taught the old adage that at the end of the day, that we have a right to go home safely. But I'm here just to remind, the people that serve, is that we're here to serve the citizens of Boston. And while I don't disagree with the adage, we want to expand upon it and make it clear that we're all in this together. All of us have a right to go home safely. All of our kids have a right to walk in the neighborhood and the park and play safely. And we all have the right to be safe in our homes and be treated with respect. This is the city that we're working to create for all of us. The world is more polarized than ever, at least more so than I can ever remember. And to counter this, we need the better lines of communication. We'll create paths of better communication internally and externally with the community to let you know what's happening and encourage partnerships and open dialogue. The exact form of this is going to take will begin today. To be successful, this can't be an us versus them. We all have to be rowing in the same direction to get across the stormy waters of today's world. Oftentimes, leaders want to come and tell you a detailed plan with all the answers. Well, we're defining our plans, but what we can't forget is to get input from the community on how those plans might impact them, what's important to them, what do they need to feel safe and be safe. And that's what we're going to go about doing. This is a day full of hope, even though I look pretty somber because I'm about to cry, I feel like. Right? Because we're going to try to reimagine the police, but reimagine in a way different than maybe some of the rhetoric that you might have heard. We're going to be better. We're going to be stronger. We're going to build off the strengths of every individual that works there, both sworn and civilian. We're going to reach out and make contacts with the community in a way like we did before. I know COVID has impacted that tremendously, but we're going to try to undo some of that. I have great hope that we're going to do quite well because I have great hope in the men and women that do this job. And I have more hope for the city of Boston, which I grew up in. So as we move forward, we promise that we're going to try to be truly equitable and inclusive. We'll work to ensure that the department looks like the communities we serve so we can always police in a community-friendly way. So with that said, I ask everyone who loves this city to please join us in helping move the Boston Police Department forward. Whether you're an academic institution, law enforcement agency, the public, we ask you to join us, give us feedback on how we can be better, and work with us as we try to certainly face the challenges that the city has and actually serve you the way you need to be served. So thank you all, and I'm sure I will see you out in the streets, and feel free to say hello to me, but more importantly, say hello to our officers. They need that hello, right? So thank you very much, and I